Alright guys, so first we're going to start things off in the corner right here behind me where I've got the US Paludarium and the 8-gallon. We'll see how they did. Alright, so first things first, looking at the top of the water on both the 8-gallon tank and the US Native Paludarium. Each has a nice healthy layer of duckweed on the top, which means the tanks have pretty much been doing their job while I was on vacation, and the duckweed has been taking out any extra nutrients from the water, making sure everything stays healthy and balanced in there for the fish. And then diving down below the water surface, we can see the guppies are all out and swimming about. I'm seeing a few new baby guppies. The shrimp, right now they're all hidden because the tank has not been fed yet, so they're all grazing towards the back. But so far everything's looking good in this tank. The plants are looking healthy. Since I have the duckweed covering the surface, there hasn't been any nuisance algae propping up. I have also spotted a couple of the Panda Corridors fry, which I took out of their the grow tank I had them in and put them into this tank just to make it easier, to make sure they were getting fed as well. And coming back over to the US Native Paludarium, I do notice that water has evaporated, but it is the normal amount that usually happens within a week's time. Just so you are aware, I do keep the side of the tank marked so I can actually see how much water is evaporating out of the tank. The upper line is the highest I usually fill it to, and the line down there under it is the line that's right about the level just before the heater that I have in this tank gets exposed, just to make sure that I keep an eye on that so that doesn't actually come out of the water. But as you can see, the plants have definitely overgrown in this tank. I think that probably in the next few weeks I'm going to be doing a big trimming, probably rearrange a few of the plants. I definitely want to see a lot more emergent growth from the Ludwigia, so I think I'm going to switch that to live primarily in the shallow section over here. But I'm just probably going to thin out the plants, probably trade some of them out. But as far as I can also tell, the fish in here are doing well. I do see them swimming among the plants. It is kind of hard to capture on camera right now, being that it is so overgrown. But I do see a few of the Heterandria formosa right up front. Actually looks like a big chubby female, probably about to drop some babies. It will be interesting when this tank gets redone a little bit to see how many new fry have popped up since the plants have been so overgrown. And then we come over to the other side of the world here to check out the South American Paludarium. All of the fish are out and swimming about. As you can see, the reed tetras that I took out of their breeding tank and put back in this tank are nice and up front, doing well in here. So hopefully in the next month or so I'll restart the breeding project with them, but we'll take another look at that when that time comes. The only fish I've been seeing some issues with is my male Apistogramma, which I can't tell if he is just struggling because one of his eyes has an issue or if it is an age thing. Because looking back at this point, he is reaching about that 5 to 6 year mark. But I may decide to separate him out and maybe put him through a round of medication just to make sure he doesn't have anything going on there. But naturally the plants in here seem to be doing good. I see some new growth on the swords on the left. And the plants above water have definitely shot out, started growing and spreading. Probably going to have to do a little bit of trimming on these ferns. I didn't realize they would actually spread out runners as quickly as it is. So I'll probably be trimming those and maybe saving some of the smaller plants for other projects in the future. And the rest of the plants seem to be doing well. Again, just some trimming to do as things have been growing and spreading, and this tank is pretty much starting to hit that maturity point. And finally we come to my largest tank, which is my 40-gallon breeder. Out of all my tanks, this one was probably the hungriest from when I came back from my vacation, mainly because I have all the juvenile plecos in here growing out. Pretty soon I'll probably be going ahead and trading those out because most of them have hit that 1 inch and above mark. So I'll be trading those out locally. The plants have grown out and filled in. I'm seeing the jungle valve starting to spread all the way to the right side of the tank. As far as I know, from when I left on vacation, there were no issues with power. The person who was feeding the fish came over and checked on them those 2 times, and everything was doing good. So as far as I'm concerned, all of my tanks were very successful as I left them on my vacation. I don't travel that often, so I don't usually have to do this, but I needed the break, and the tanks turned out to do well. Stay tuned for some more future videos as I'm going to be reworking a few tanks, and I have some things to take care of with some of the fish. But as always, thanks for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one.